Hey, welcome to Route 66. We're on day 349, and we're going to read the second letter to the Thessalonians. First and Second Thessalonians are kind of have the same theme, general theme, the return of Jesus. And First Thessalonians talks about how we should live in anticipation of that. And Second Thessalonians is a little bit of clarity on the end times and when that is all going to happen. There's enough mystery that we really don't know some of the details, but some of the details he's kind of talking a little bit here to stand firm and continue to work until Jesus comes back. Don't quit just because Jesus is coming back soon. Don't stop, because actually, when you think about it, since Paul wrote this letter, it's been 2,000 years. So in our day and time, it's sooner than it was then, but it's still not right around. May not be right around the corner, but it may be. So here's what he says: 3 chapters in Second Thessalonians. Paul praises the church for their faith, for their endurance amidst persecution. He says that God is going to take care of them and everything's going to be fine and keep going until Jesus comes back. Chapter 2, Paul corrects the false idea that the day of the Lord has come, that Jesus has already come and they missed it. Hey, did we miss it? He says there's going to be certain things going to happen. There's going to be a rebellion. There's going to be the revealing of a man of lawlessness who we identify in terminology that we use today as the Antichrist. The Bible teaches that Jesus is going to come back for his church, for the believers at one point, and that's going to be kind of quiet, and they're going to be taken up. And then there's going to be 7 years where God is going to allow things to happen on this world that are pretty evil. And then Jesus is going to return to set up his kingdom. In that 7 years, there will be an Antichrist. So obviously, the return hasn't happened. And none of this has happened, but we would know that. He says those things haven't been revealed. Those things have to happen first. And he urges them to continue on. Don't think you've missed it, but just keep going. Stand firm in the things that you've been taught. And in chapter 3, Paul requests prayer for his ministry. He assures them of God's faithfulness and God's protection and the things that he's going to do. He gives them a stern warning about being idle and disorderly. You know, what I found out that when you've got something to do and you're excited about doing it, you get it done. And there's not much, but when you just sit around and not do anything, you get yourself in trouble and you get fighting with other people, and that's what happens. He says, Jesus is coming soon. We don't know when. It hasn't happened, but don't just sit around here waiting for it. Get busy. Do God's work. So some lessons from this one, only 3 chapters. One lesson that's good, I think, don't easily be deceived. If there is any area that false prophets rise, it's in the area of prophecy. Because God has said, the Bible clearly tells us that nobody knows the day or the hour. And yet we get deceived by somebody saying, oh, Jesus is going to come back this year. Jesus is coming back this. You know what? Don't be easily deceived by what people say. Stick to this. Stick to the Bible and what it says. Beware of false teaching, especially in the area of prophecy. A second lesson, stand firm and work. Don't be talking, and doing stuff. Maintain a steady spiritual work for Jesus. My grandpa used to say, you need to be a plodder. And by that, he meant you may not be able to go fast, but at least you can go forward. And that's what we need to do, is just continue to work day after day, week after week, and serve Jesus the best we can. And then a third lesson, I think this one is to trust God's justice. Some things don't seem like they're working out. Sometimes it seems like God's going to be late. Sometimes it seems, but it's not, especially times of persecution, especially when things aren't working according to the way you would think that if God's in charge, it would happen. But take comfort. God is going to take care of everything. God is righteous. God will perfectly execute justice and judgment, and he will reward people for what they've done, whether they be good or bad. And we just need to trust him on that. So just a great reading today. 3 short chapters, and they're good ones though. God